I mean, obviously we did some good things defensively, especially the second half. And then, Steven and Kalk were special. Steven finding Kalk, and, Kalk got kind of upset after that technical and kind of took the game over from that point on.
I know you don't like guys to get on you. If you're going to get one, you prefer to get it for them. What did you make of kind of Kalk just letting it go?
Well, I mean, you knew how upset he was because it's just not his personality. But he's felt like he's got pushed on some of those lobs. There was one earlier in the game that he was upset about, and then when it happened again, I think he lost it a little. But it's okay to play with a little emotion too. But he got himself refocused right after it, and only cost us 1 point.
I know you guys try and stay process-oriented. Ryan said you guys are just taking it a game at a time. You won 8 in a row. Marquette lost 10 in a row. Kind of feels like the movable object, unstoppable force type of thing. Tomorrow's a big one, right?
Yeah, I mean, we don't ever think of ourselves as immovable. I mean, we still have our share of warts. Like every team does a little bit, but Marquette's also lost to 2 really good teams, so that doesn't surprise me because Xavier and UConn are really good basketball teams, and we had a hard time getting into our offense against Marquette the last time, and when we did have good looks, we did knock them down, and if we expect to be successful tomorrow, we have to take care of the ball, which we did there for the most part, and then we're gonna have to make some shots. I mean, it's hard. We understand we're a little bit limited in some areas from a ball handling perspective. So it's not we have 4 or 5 guys that can do it. So we got to try to do as much as we can in the middle of the floor and attack that way, and then try to establish Ryan. We got him the ball around the basket in Milwaukee, and he had kind of a out of body, not finishing type of game, which he doesn't have very often. But they're coming quickly once it goes in there, so you have to make quick decisions once you get the ball inside.
You've had 5 weeks without a bye, now you get these 3 tough matchups ahead. How much easier, I guess, a little bit of a load off is it having that at home when getting in at 2 a.m. like that?
Yeah, this has been a tough week. 2 trips to the East Coast and the late night on Wednesday night, and Marquette playing Tuesday, and sitting around and resting on Wednesday. And then we have the same thing with UConn playing tonight. Next week, they're going to get an extra day. The reality of it is when you play a game like that, you get home late, you're not doing anything the next day. It's pretty much a walkthrough, a mental practice. But we've had a couple of those during this stretch, so I think our guys understand the importance of being mentally locked in so that when we take it to the floor today that, everybody's on the same page.
Mac, you have a pretty big call to action ahead of the Xavier game for the fans. What are you hoping to see here tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it'll be crazy in here tomorrow. At least, I hope it will be. I mean, I think everybody understands the importance of this game. We're fighting. We're in the hunt for a conference title, which is where we want to be, and it's all in front of us. It's really it's in our control. So we need to make this as difficult on Marquette tomorrow as we possibly can.
In terms of confidence throughout this stretch, is there a moment when the team is like, "Oh, okay, this is finally clicking," or has it kind of been gradual? And how do you maintain?
I think it's been gradual, and I think we've improved gradually. And, with improvement and obviously with success comes confidence. But I think they believe in each other. I think they have each other's back. They pick each other up during tough times. And that's really important this time of year that, you don't have guys with their own agendas. And we don't. Nobody really cares right now who gets the credit, who scores the points. They really want to win. And, they're able to play whatever role I asked him to play in that particular game. Jason Green plays 32 minutes and chases Dixon around in Philadelphia. He plays 12 minutes against Providence, but he'll be ready to go tomorrow.
2 more. What's the biggest difference from this team from when you guys played Marquette and Milwaukee?
Well, I mean, we're still trying to find ourselves then, without question. Everything that went on in November, December with injuries and illnesses, we just didn't have a lot of practice time to grow. And we showed some signs at Marquette. Took the lead early. We had a bad finish to the first half, bad start to the second half, and then got down 15, but got back in it and gave ourselves a chance to win the game in the last 3 or 4 minutes. So there were some signs then. It just wasn't as consistent. I think we've been a little bit more consistent as time has gone on, especially on the defensive end of the floor. The offense has come and gone, which that happens, especially on the road. But defensively, we've been pretty solid, and I think we're a better defensive team than we were then.
Speaking of the floor, this is one of the harder matchups for you guys, considering how they're built. How do you deal with all the potential mismatches they can create?
Yeah, I mean, we've moved Ryan around on different guys to try to keep him in the paint some. And he'll guard Ben Gold some as well, and Parham, who's playing really well, shooting the basketball well. So, they provide challenges not just to us, to everybody, because they really invert your defense and make you, pull your shot blockers away from the basket. So guarding the dribble, those one-on-one matchups become really important because you're not always going to have the comfort of having Kalk behind you at the rim.
Yeah, I mean, those two games are really, really difficult to win. Playing at Villanova and at Providence, they're two hard places to play. So to walk away from that with 2 wins is huge for us because a lot of teams won't be able to get 2 wins at those places. So, yeah, it just keeps building momentum for us moving forward, especially in this big week.
How are you guys looking at the next 5 days and the opportunity ahead of you?
I think we're just looking at one day at a time, honestly. Can't get too caught up in looking ahead at the schedule. You got to focus on the next opponent and then go from there.
This is kind of the one that got away in this little surge of yours here. Think about that at all?
I mean, a little bit, but at the end of the day, can't go back and change it. So learn what you can from it and move on. I think we did that. I think we got better after that game, and we built on the things that we messed up on and improved on that. And now we're in a better spot for it.
You're 5 weeks since the bye, and you have 3 really tough games coming up. Just how are you guys feeling right now, and how are you trying to stay fresh?
I think we all feel pretty good. Jeremy does an amazing job of making sure our bodies are taken care of, and we're doing what we need to do to feel as good as we can. So, I mean, this is my 5th time going through a season. I know what my body's going to feel like at this time of year, so I'm not really caught off guard by any of it. I'm sure some of the freshmen right now are like, what the heck's going on? But, no, I think we all feel pretty good.
23 shot attempts against Providence. Kind of what's the key for the team to be able to play through you and get you those many opportunities?
I don't really know what the key is. I mean, Mac always comes up with great game plans, and Steve-O's an amazing point guard. He's going to find me when I'm open. So, I mean, Mac always makes it a point of emphasis to find me down low. We were able to do that last game, and the guards are always looking for me, and they're super talented. So there's going to be some games like that where I get a lot of looks.
You do play emotionally sometimes, but not all the time. Why do you think it came out against Providence?
I don't know. Yeah, people have been getting on me to play more emotionally anyway, so it's good that it came out, and hopefully I can play like that more often because I think I play better when I'm a little emotional.
Did it feel different just to get it off your chest, or to get a team with you? I had to make up for it. What was the situation?
Well, not the first thing, but one of the first things that went through my head is, oh no, Rachel's not going to let me live that down now, because I've been giving her crap for being the only one with the tech, so now I can't say that anymore.
Ryan, I know it was over a month ago. Is there anything you guys can take away from that first meeting with Marquette? I mean, you know their roster kind of inside and out for playing them over the years. Can you take anything from the first meeting?
Yeah, I mean, we had some missed opportunities just because there were some things that we thought we could control that we didn't necessarily execute on. So going into this game, there's certain things that we've definitely focused on a little more because we know that if we did those things the first time, we'd be sitting here with a win. But, it didn't happen that way, and that's okay. We learned from it. We moved on. We got better from it, and we're going to be more prepared this time.
Do you think that realization, because at that point you guys were less than a month without Pop and still trying to get your feet under you, and what this team is now compared to what it was for the first month of the season, do you think that game kind of fueled you guys over the last month since then?
I'd say a little bit, but I'd say more than anything, we've been really process-oriented. We talk about that all the time. Like, you always want to win and not lose, but win or lose, you go through about your process more or less the same. You don't want to overreact to a win. You don't want to underreact to a win. Same goes for a loss. So we learned a lot of valuable stuff from it, but we don't want to have one game or one moment be like the thing that propels us forward. It's every day knowing that we're working to get better every day that's moving us forward.
With all the cross matches that happen against them, how do you make those shots you guys are taking?
It is tough because it's a very different game plan than we're used to because they're a unique offensive team, but Mac does a really good job of still putting us in a situation where we can still get them in the spots that we want them on offense. And, it's not going to be perfect. They're a very talented offensive team, so they're going to get some good looks at some point because that's just how basketball goes. But I think we've got a good game plan in place to make them take more of the shots we want them to take.
They can't really defend the rim with size, but they try to do it with activity. Like, what is it like trying to find, creases to score and take advantage of against their defense?
It's kind of like you said, they make up for their lack of size with activity. So if you can match their activity level, and you can't just grow 6 inches overnight for them. So if you can find a way to match their activity level, it gives you a great chance because they're really good at, getting the steal on the post entry or tipping a ball when you bring it down and not keeping it high. So just matching that level is a big key to that.
Ryan, you guys are now at home for these two. What kind of an impact can that make just being in the building here?
I think more than anything, it's just getting more rest. Flying home at 2 a.m. coming back from Providence isn't great for the rest perspective, but when you're at home, you obviously get to sleep in your own bed, be on a normal schedule. So I think that's going to be huge for us.
Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks, guys.